start with news of a multi-agency mission in Hays County resulting in the arrest of more than 40.
We have begun to drain the swamp of government corruption by imposing a
In a matter of seconds, the raid turned into the largest blow against Venezuelan cartels in modern U.S. history. The streets of Houston, Austin, Los Angeles, and Sacramento woke to the thunder of battering rams. More than 36 people in handcuffs, including 21 local police officers whom federal agents now suspect of working with the narco syndicates. As tactical teams tore down doors, 72 tons of narcotics were hauled out of basements and garages. Mountains of cocaine, piles of fentanyl pills, enough lethal doses to wipe entire cities off the map. According to the FBI, this was only the tip of an operation that had fed on corruption for years, hiding behind badges and expanding far deeper than anyone imagined. The public was still reeling from the numbers when federal officials declared, "These aren't just arrests. This is a war over who controls America's safety." And today, for the first time in a long while, it seems the cartel learned that fear can be mutual. The raid unfolded on the outskirts of Austin, in a quiet suburb long considered a safe enclave for the elite. It was here, inside the luxurious mansion of Ramon Duarte, that DEA agents discovered not just drug caches, but the nerve center of a Venezuelan network that controlled trafficking routes through Texas, one of the main corridors feeding the central and eastern states. The mansion turned out to be a facade. Underground rooms, server hubs, storage chambers, a full miniature infrastructure of the cartel. The operation quickly expanded far beyond a single neighborhood. Documents found inside led agents to apartments and warehouses in Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, revealing a multi-state network that intelligence analysts compared to the largest cartel infiltration scheme Texas has seen in the past decade. What was supposed to be a localized search suddenly became the exposure of a system-wide conspiracy rooted across multiple cities at once. When DEA agents descended beneath Duarte's mansion, they expected to find the usual caches of cocaine or stacks of cash. Instead, a door hidden behind a marble wall opened into an entirely different level of criminal infrastructure. Inside was a narrow, windowless room lined with safes and electronic consoles used for intercepting radio frequencies. On the shelves lay police badges, both real and forged, complete uniforms from several departments, flash drives containing databases of operational channels, and, most importantly, a thick ledger documenting $87 million in bribes paid to 21 officers in Texas and California. Names, dates, patrol routes, reliability scores. This wasn't just corruption, it was an inventory of betrayal. By this point, federal agencies had already suspected for months that Duarte's Venezuelan network didn't operate like a traditional cartel, but like a corporation with departments, logistics, and its own internal security arm. The first spark came from an anonymous report submitted through a secure encrypted channel several months earlier. It mentioned unusual activity in the Texas supply corridor and a suspicious spike in income among several local officers. From there, a joint FBI-DEA-HSI task force launched a multi-phase operation. Agents secured wiretaps capturing conversations about cryptocurrency transfers, protected routes, and guaranteed corridors through counties controlled by corrupted police officers. Undercover purchases confirmed that the network wasn't relying on ordinary couriers. It was using sworn officers who provided cover, leaked official information, and manipulated patrol patterns. The investigation revealed a multi-layered structure. The cartel paid through crypto wallets, cold storage, and mixers to obscure the origin of funds. Large business transfers were backed by forged documents describing them as industrial equipment purchases. Duarte controlled a web of shell companies in Nevada, Texas, and Panama that handled payments to intermediaries and cross-border couriers. For months, federal agents struggled to locate the physical coordination center until several containers labeled as laboratory equipment arrived in Austin, registered to a company tied to Duarte. That shipment became the trigger. The documents were too perfect, too polished, the digital signatures unnaturally clean. Customs risk analysis flagged the cargo as an anomaly, coinciding with fresh testimony from an informant who stated plainly, "The key is in the house on the hill. That's where they keep the ledger." When DEA breached the mansion, agents already expected evidence of corruption, but what they found inside that hidden room revealed a scale no one imagined. This was no longer a simple criminal operation. It was a system woven into public institutions, powered by money, fear, and silence. And its exposure marked the beginning of the largest anti-corruption investigation in the Southwest in decades. The corruption network uncovered in Duarte's ledger functioned like a stable monthly budget for the cartel. Nearly $2.8 million was spent on bribes alone. Some officers received $40, $60,000, while key assets were paid up to $200,000 per month. The book listed their assignments: alert federal targets about upcoming raids, redirect patrol units, destroy evidence, and even neutralize potential witnesses before they reached the prosecutor's office. This wasn't corruption, it was the outsourcing of law enforcement. The mechanics of the business followed a strict model. Cocaine and fentanyl precursors arrived from Venezuela and Mexico. In Texas, they were processed inside mobile labs hidden in warehouses and abandoned farms. From there, shipments were moved into California, Nevada, and Illinois through a network of couriers, some transporting not only narcotics, but also weapons, illegal migrants, and victims of human trafficking. The financing flowed through a parallel chain: crypto wallets, shell companies, cash couriers. The same system funded laboratory equipment and technological smuggling, everything from microchips to encryption devices. The supply chain used both clean and dirty warehouses. The former served as cover operations, while the latter handled production and distribution. The scheme was dangerous for several reasons. It enabled massive volumes of fentanyl, enough for millions of lethal doses. It maintained direct ties to international cartels, and, most critically, it rotted from the inside, using law enforcement officers as a shield. That made the network not only resilient, it became nearly untouchable until the hidden room in Austin broke the entire system open. Federal agents realized they were running out of time when intercepted communications confirmed the worst. At least 6 witnesses who had agreed to testify against the cartel had been murdered. The addresses of all 6 matched the leaks coming from the corrupted officers listed in Duarte's ledger. That became the point of no return. Any delay meant more deaths. Preparation for the operation began long before the raid itself. For weeks, the joint FBI-DEA-HSI task force assembled command units, coordinated actions with those local police departments not under suspicion, and built a detailed assault map. Analysts plotted patrol routes, guard positions, hidden entrances, and potential points of armed contact. Every movement was modeled: team approach, civilian extraction, evidence preservation, and the blocking of cartel communications. The decision to strike today crystallized after 3 events. The first, a new container labeled as laboratory equipment, was scheduled to arrive in Austin, a shipment that could allow the cartel to disappear or relocate its lab. The second, intelligence indicated that one of the key corrupted officers was preparing to flee to Mexico. The third, signs emerged that Duarte suspected surveillance. His people had begun wiping digital drives and preparing a Plan B evacuation. Federal agents concluded there was no time left. At the next sunrise, the operation would begin. An operation where a single mistake could mean catastrophe. Only one stage remained: the assault that would shatter the most protected section of the network. At 4:00 a.m., December 3rd, 2025, under the codename Law Wall, 23 FBI teams simultaneously breached the homes and offices of all 21 corrupted officers. The operation lasted less than 7 minutes. 3 officers opened fire, 2 attempted to burn documents, and 1 tried escaping across a rooftop, but was stopped by a sniper support team. Searches uncovered over 1.4 tons of narcotics, including more than 900 kilo of fentanyl precursors, enough for tens of millions of lethal doses. Agents seized 42 firearms, including assault rifles, short-barreled carbines, and illegal automatic weapons. Safes held $11.7 million in cash, crypto wallets with the equivalent of another $6.3 million, along with gold and bonds. Inside the apartments, investigators found hundreds of forged IDs, blank passports, servers with payment logs, radio systems, hardened tablets, and encryption devices. They also discovered 12 trafficked individuals, 3 couriers, and 2 logistics coordinators whom the cartel had been holding in basement rooms as disposable assets. The operation ended with the complete paralysis of the cartel's internal wing inside the United States. After an accelerated investigation, 17 officers pleaded guilty. 4 others, including the former sheriff of Travis County, stood trial in federal court. All were convicted. 1 received 3 life sentences, the others 60 to 75 years in prison. For federal agencies, this was a strategic victory over a corruption infrastructure that had shielded the cartel for years. The scheme was especially dangerous because it combined 3 elements: the cartel's internal security, control over evidence, and access to official intelligence. It operated for so long because the corruption was vertical, from patrol officers all the way up to department leadership, and because the cartel didn't just pay them. It integrated officers directly into its logistics chain. The network was exposed thanks to layered wiretaps, human intelligence, and a stroke of luck. The mysterious document found in Duarte's mansion, an FBI representative stated, "We didn't just cut the chain, we severed the spine of the network." DEA added, "For the first time in years, the cartel has lost its eyes and ears inside law enforcement." The operation is already being compared to Box Cutter and the East Los Angeles raids, but HSI notes that the scale of corruption in Texas was unprecedented for modern cartel investigations. After the network was exposed, California and Texas entered the most sweeping internal reviews in years. Police departments were completely restructured, leadership replaced, dozens of officials removed, and permanent independent federal oversight installed over their operations. For the cartel, the consequences were catastrophic. Without protection, it lost over 80% of its supply channels in the United States, effectively losing its grip on the market. The president issued a blunt statement that became the headline of the day. Those who sell the honor of the badge for dollars will go to prison. The families of the 6 murdered witnesses received compensation, though no amount can return those taken by this system. Their stories stand as a reminder that in the war against organized crime, some always pay the highest price. Despite the operation's success, federal agents refuse to call it a victory, only a turning point. The cartel is weakened but not destroyed. Its remnants are already trying to reroute shipments, rebuild corrupted ties, and recruit new intermediaries. And that is why, as the DEA stated, the network has fallen, but the war hasn't. We've only changed the tempo. The end of this story is not about punishment. It is a reminder that the fight continues, and that light breaks through the system only when someone is willing to step into the darkness first.